study abroad to learn Spanish and also doing a little bit of intercultural communication. So I'm here to learn how it is in a totally different culture and try to learn the language. Everyone does seem to be very friendly. No one has any problems having conversations, so going back and forth, English, Spanish, it did help. Does help. So like if I'm lost, I don't feel too nervous because somebody's going to point me in the right direction.
Most people here speak good English, so they'll try to help you out. They won't leave you in the dust, but that's the whole experience. This trip made me want to study Spanish more, and I want to go back to the United States and really study.
So it wasn't too nerve-wracking or anything like that. It was very easy to communicate.
When I first arrived to Costa Rica, I didn't really know how it was going to be. But when I got here, I just really think that every place that we went was just so unique in its own way. The volcano, at first I was just like, no, we can't see it. But luckily the clouds cleared up and we got the chance to experience seeing the actual volcano and the sulfur coming out of it. It was really priceless, you know.
I like the volcano. I wish we could have stayed longer and like gone closer to it, but it was beautiful. It was a good hike up there. Our tour guide was the best, so I enjoyed that a lot.
Seeing Mount Poas, which is an active volcano. I thought that was a very interesting experience, a very unique experience, considering I never thought I would go explore a volcano. It was very gorgeous.
As we went further into the different parts of Costa Rica, Trogon Lodge had to be my favorite. At first when I got there, I was just like, I don't know about this, because you're dealing with nature. Even though it was a challenge, I think I overcame that a little bit. They had zip lining and horseback riding that I went on, and I've done zip lining before, but I think it was a little bit different in Costa Rica just because you can actually see all the beauty around you. And also for the horseback riding, I think it was very different. The fact that our tour guide was in the back of us, but he's not really there telling you what to do. It's kind of you figure it out on your own. I
love the horseback riding too. My horse was a little slow and the instructor had to tell it to keep going, but it was fun. The rainforest was my favorite part, with being surrounded by nature and the 3 waterfalls. It's like something you see in the movies almost.
It was fun and it was an experience. Would I do it again? Yes. Would I recommend it? Yes.
The experience with the Paprika, that was also really educational. They were extremely friendly, very open about teaching their culture. They taught us kind of the struggles they were going through, and then also the background of their culture.
And I don't feel like everyone appreciates that because they don't take the time out to understand them. When we went there and went through how things are done their way, it was like, I appreciate this. If I would have seen one of the masks that they made, I'd be like, what is that? Like, why does it look like that? But after the explanation, the story behind it, it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, I understand it. And it makes you appreciate it. From my understanding, the Spanish invaded them, so that was their way of like disguising themselves and protecting themselves. I thought it was really nice of them to actually allow us to paint our own masks.
When I saw that they had made little masks for us to paint, that I really liked that. They went out of their way for that, and I got to paint it and make it more personal. It's crazy how they spend 3 days on one mask, and it's all hand carved and painted.
And they normally have the indigenous animals carved into the mask, so it's all like tied into Costa Rican culture, and they're brightly colored.
Sharing the meal with the Borucas, we sat down and there was this nice presentation with, you know, the food laid out, and It was a plant folded up for us to actually eat our meal on. I didn't realize that the food was already inside the plant until I actually opened it. And then we had rice, pork, I believe.
And I thought it was delicious and crispy, and the plantains were good. They were smashed. They were so tasty. That was a great meal.
We were a family for that moment. Like, it was just really peaceful, and I felt very welcomed, and the food was really good.
The wildlife, when we went to La Paz, it was like pretty much like every other animal that you would expect to see in Costa Rica. Parrots, toucans, I've never seen one of those in person. A few jaguars in captivity. And then also, yeah, we went to the national park in Manuel Antonio. And yeah, there were just capuchins running around.
The wildlife there was crazy. Like, at the park, there was all these monkeys everywhere, and we were like a couple feet away from these monkeys, and they were running around, and one was a mom and it had a baby on its back, and it was so cute.
I think what caught me off guard is that some of them are very personal, which I didn't expect, but I think it's really cool to see them interact with the nature and the people also around them.
The thing I miss most about Costa Rica is when I wake up and I look out of the window, I know I'll see something absolutely beautiful. Just the trees different and unique, or a bird or a possible monkey will be outside of your window. You never know.
I think that's where I was just like, wow, nature is really beautiful. I should give it a try. I'm always the one to like run from it, or I'm going inside, y'all can stay outside. But here it's just like, oh, I think I want to go outside and just sit and enjoy the air, the plants, the trees, you know. Going to sleep hearing waves crashing, it's just so priceless to me.
The beaches in Costa Rica that I've seen thus far, the big part that I think is really different from what I'm used to on the East Coast are probably in the distance you can see these rocky islands almost in the distance, making it really is picturesque. When you stand on the beach and you look out at the ocean and the sky is absolutely just so many colors when the sun sets.
That's probably my favorite part of the whole trip, other than like the rainforest and stuff. We rented 2 jet skis and we just had fun. Like, there was no boundaries, and like you could see people on the beach surfing and like parasails going by. It was so much fun.
This trip really was amazing to me because not only were we in the tourist areas, but we were in the areas that, you know, I would go with my family if we went on a trip like this. What I would tell other students at the College of Coastal Georgia is you really won't appreciate it till you're there, and it's like, I'm so grateful that I actually took the time to sign up for this trip and actually go. So I would say go ahead. If you need that one word to push you, just go and do it, you know, because you're gonna be so happy that you actually took the time to go on this trip.
I don't even know.
Pura Vida!